Jean-Jacques Rousseau was born on June 28, 1712 in Geneva, Switzerland, the son of a watchmaker. His mother died shortly after his birth, and young Rousseau served 2 apprenticeships before leaving Geneva in 1728 to wander through southeastern France and northern Italy. He worked catch as catch can as a servant, music teacher, and tutor, returning frequently to Annecy, a French town some 20 miles south of Geneva, to see his patroness and later mistress, Madame Louise Eleonore de Warens. Rousseau arrived in Paris in 1742 and the next year published Dissertation on French music, which was well received. He secured an appointment as secretary to the French ambassador to Venice and then returned to Paris in 1744, beginning a lifelong relationship with Thérèse Levasseur, with whom he had 5 children. During this time, he also became associated with Denis Diderot, co-founder and chief editor of the great Encyclopédie, and contributed work to the project. In 1749, his Discourse on the Arts and Sciences won first prize, 1749, at Academy of Dijon, making him famous overnight. His first truly philosophical work, the book argues that the arts and sciences corrupt morality. Put another way, Rousseau held that civilization itself is destructive to human beings. This idea became foundational to the vast Romantic movement that swept Western art, literature, and thought through at least the first third of the 19th century. In 1755, the sequel to Discourse on the Arts and Sciences, titled Discourse on the Origin and Basis of Inequality Among Men, further developed the notion that man in the state of nature is superior to man in the state of civilization, by explaining how the development of the concept of private property is the original source of all inequality and thus all injustice. Taken together, the 2 discourses may be seen as a philosophical speculation on the perfectibility of humankind.
Are you a philosophy student or just have a general interest in philosophy? Since ancient times, brilliant philosophical teachings and dialogues taught by great luminous minds have deeply elevated the way we think and live. The Complete Philosophy Primer is a comprehensive, organized, easy-to-read, and all-encompassing guide specifically written for students in their first college-level philosophy course, as well as anyone with an interest in philosophy. With this jam-packed philosophical guide, you will optimize your knowledge in philosophy, logic, ethics, its history, and branches. Learn philosophical concepts, term definitions, and biographies. Find lists of essential books, films, blogs, websites, and other resources. Improve your writing skills. Learn how to argue effectively. And most of all, learn how to be a better student. Order your copy today to philosophize your mind and illuminate your wisdom.
In counterpoint to his philosophical output, Rousseau composed a successful opera, Le Devin du Village, The Village Soothsayer, 1752, which became a favorite of King Louis XV. Returning to Geneva, he wrote a best-selling and very influential epistolary novel, La Nouvelle Heloise, Julie, or The New Heloise, 1761, which developed his moral philosophy further, exalting the ethics of personal authenticity over rational moral principles. This extraordinarily influential work was followed in 1762 by Emile, an anti-intellectual treatise maintaining that the sole purpose of education should be to teach men to live. La Nouvelle Heloise was condemned by the Roman Catholic Church, and both Emile and The Social Contract, 1762, provoked official censorship. The Social Contract argued against the divine right of kings and held that the only legitimate government is one in which the people, men and women, are sovereign. The book inspired political reforms throughout Europe and played a direct role in motivating the French Revolution. It also prompted Rousseau to move from one country to another throughout 1762 through 1779. He was living in England when he wrote his extraordinary Confessions, 1766 to 1769, published posthumously in 1782, which inspired other such revelatory autobiographies by the likes of Goethe, Stendhal, De Quincey, and Casanova. After his return to Paris in 1770, Rousseau earned a living as a music copyist and wrote Dialogues, 1774, and Reveries of the Solitary Walker, Le Rêverie du Promeneur Solitaire, a contemplative valediction which, left unfinished, is a work of profound resignation. Rousseau died on July 2, 1778, at 66, in Ermenonville, France.